welcome to today's The Neff Show!
Yes, sir. There is salvation in no one else. God has given all the name under heaven by which you must be saved. We speak as messengers approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel. Our purpose is to please God, not people. Remember that. Remember that. Yeah. We all in.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Neff Live in Effect, Sock Out Fat, 3927, right around with 66, 10 toes down. Yo, I would like to welcome everybody to the Neff Show. I got special guests in the building today. Ooh, I'm so excited. Yo, today's topic on the Neff Show is Christian dating. I like that. So, y'all ready? Got special guests in the building, D and Angie. They're actually married, y'all. You dig what I'm saying? Young, married, newlyweds. We're going to ask you some questions today on godly dating, Christian dating. So they give an insight to young couples out there who's in the faith on how to, structure their relationship. So stay tuned. So, welcome back, and without further ado, I'd like to bring out my guests today, D and Angie. Yo, I'm glad to have you guys on the Neff Show, man. Like, for real, It's good to see you. Yeah. Beautiful people in the Lord. Yes, I love it. So, please, man, tell me more about you guys. Like, tell me more about yourselves.
Well, I'm D. This is my wonderful, beautiful wife, Angie.
Aww. I love that, you know what I'm saying? So, how long have you been married now?
We've been married for a month and a couple weeks, days. It seemed like a long time, but yeah, that's how we've been married. We was married since May 7th of last month.
Oh my God.
So it hasn't been that long. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, man. Angie, how you feeling, girl?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It feels awesome.
Okay. Oh my God. Look at you, man. Married people together. I love it. Yo, this is what we do in the Neff Show, man. We give God glory. You understand me? Got married people here, young in the faith. I love it. I love it, man. So, once again, thank you for coming on the Neff Show. It's an honor, to have, newlyweds here, But today, I got some questions for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because, the Christian community, especially on the dating aspect, are dealing with a lot of different things when it comes to, godly dating. And since you guys are married, and I'm assuming you guys were together before y'all were married?
Yeah.
So, Chat to me, man.
All right. Oh, man, it'll be very beneficial for like a lot of young people who's watching this, so they can know, where you guys stand, and also, to share insight, of how to be godly while you're dating,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got these questions for you guys, and I'm excited, to see what you guys want to say, because
Let's get a question.
I love the questions, so,
I was
yeah.
anxious.
So, question number one that I have for you guys is, what are some things you had to resist from falling with your partner while dating?
Well, I believe in being a gentleman, so I'm gonna let you take this one, okay?
To be honest, like from falling, I'm guessing you mean in a sense of like going too far. Is okay. So from falling, I would say you definitely have to set boundaries. You definitely have to, first of all, we're here for God. So I believe that if you really love God and you're really consistent with God, that when you're with the person you love, you just gotta think, how is God loving that person? And just kind of put up your boundaries, And I definitely really feel like, that tingling sensation, that means something, So that's somewhere where you should stop, You definitely know yourself. So, like, oh, if you touch me this way, like, definitely you know, yeah, you definitely have to set certain things, like, you know, don't be in the car too late by yourselves, you know, that could definitely drive something. I don't know, I mean, one thing for us, was we couldn't cuddle for too long, so that was one thing that we couldn't do. So
that is an amazing answer, because you know, a lot of Christians today, I think they don't really know what boundaries really mean, and the way you broke it down, Angie, it is so real, because you know, if you know your partner, how they are, and what gets them on, what turns them on, you would want to set those boundaries. And if you're really careful, if you really do love God, you would care for that person's salvation rather than emotions.
Yeah.
So you know, I like that. I like that. Well, question number 2 for you guys. You know,
Ready for it.
all right. How far is too far when it comes to Christian dating, as far as intimacy?
That's a nice word, using intimacy. That's a strong word, very powerful meaning behind it. As far as when do you know like you reach the point that it's too much? I feel like everyone has like different points. Some people it might be a simple kiss. Some people might be just holding hands. So you gotta figure out yourself, like what's your point when you feel like, okay, this is too much, like cool it down a bit. And you gotta know your partners also. Sorry. But like my beautiful wife here said earlier, like with the self-control and boundaries, especially boundaries, you gotta have that wall up. I'm not saying you're gonna put like a wall and block everything away from your partner, like you can't share time and like hang out. You can do those things, but for example, a perfect example she used was in the car, spending time alone. If you're in the car with your partner, you know it's getting 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you know where the mood is leading. At that point, it's up to you to be like, okay, you know, if we stay a minute longer, things gonna escalate. So at that point, you gotta be like, okay, you know, something people say all the time, what would Jesus do? That's the perfect example. You gotta be like, what would Jesus do? I'd be like, man, okay, so I gotta go, because you know you don't want to fall into that sin. And my pastor then said this once, I think it was him who said it, it's easier to stop a train that's not moving. That's a good point. So if you're moving, like already, adrenaline is running, you're not gonna stop. It happened to all of us. We're gonna fall. But before that train even take off, don't push start.
Wow. Whoa, miss me. Yo, I gotta say one thing. Like, if you do care for your partner, you wouldn't want your partner to fall.
No.
So you know when you said that if you know things are going to escalate, yo, man, you better cut it down now. You dig what I'm saying? That tells me right there that you really care for that person and you love them. Because if you let it escalate, then you don't really care what they're doing.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? You just want to fulfill your needs rather than fulfilling the will of God. No. You know what I'm saying? Damn. All right, D, I see you, bro. No wonder why she said I do. Real talk, real talk. All right. Well, question number 3. What are some advice you can give to the young Christian couples today?
You want me to answer? Okay, good. I honestly feel an advice I would give them is definitely remember your purpose in this life. I feel it's to love, first of all, but I also feel definitely remember who at all times. Remember who's your father. You know, I feel like we tend to, even as Christians, as human beings, I feel like we tend to start pushing God aside and just kind of focusing on our boyfriend or a girlfriend, and we kind of put them higher than what we put God. So in times like that, I would definitely say you definitely have to figure out where your partner stands with God. First thing, definitely ask them. That's the first question you should ask. Like, where do you stand with God? Like, how do you know you're going to heaven? You know, do you have Christ in your heart? Those are good questions to ask.
Yeah, that was really good. I agree with everything she says. What I would also like to add is, when it comes to advice I would like to give to couples out there, Christian couples specifically, you have to find someone to keep you accountable. Whether it be someone in the church, preferably someone that's already married, that you have like someone to strive forward to, like that's your goal, like your pastor maybe. or someone at the church, anyone, it could be anyone. And other things I would like to say is something, a phrase we all know: a couple that prays together stays together. That is so true. If you guys gonna pray together, things gonna work out. And another thing I would like to say is, if you are in the path of getting married, or you guys want to get married one day, I strongly recommend taking a premarital class.
Okay.
As much as that might sound, like when I was getting married, I didn't want to take that class. When she suggested, I was like, man, I don't want to tell me what to do. I know what to do. But then when you get to those classes, it really helps you. There's a lot of things you don't know about yourself. You think that you don't know about your partner. But you get to bring all of those out when you're in those classes. And it's just great class to take. So is there anything else you'd like to add to this?
Yeah, definitely. I also think an advice that we should give out is we should not only, keep an accountability and not only know where the person stands in Christianity. I also feel like in order to make it work, since it is so hard, you're not really going too far with the person, it is very important to know your partner and know where they stand with their love language. So, like everybody says, like with the love language, the book, if you guys haven't read it, you guys should read it. These love language, when we found out, he didn't even know what it was. Like, he didn't know. And when we found out the results, he was surprised. He's like, what? Me, on the other hand, I was the same way. I didn't know. But now that we found out, we know each other more. Now we know how to make the other person happy. Not the way we would like to feel happy, but now I know how to make him happy.
Words of affirmation.
Yes, words of affirmation. Mine was, I believe it was words of affirmation too, right? So we have the lucky benefit of having the same thing. Some couples don't, so you gotta be very careful, and you gotta know how the other person should feel when you do certain things. Some certain things might be like a turn off instead of an actual, on. So yeah.
Wow. Love language? I wonder what my love language is. Because me personally, I love acts of service. You know what I'm saying? I like to be served. You get what I'm saying? But from hearing all the other thoughts that you shared, it is true. You have to know your partner, and also you want to be empathetic, to be someone, to put yourself in your partner's shoes, because everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everybody grew up different background, and the way they're raised in a home. So some things may be turned off. I know some people, man, like, if you put the bottom of the bread on top of the bread, that's a turn off for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, that's to me, I'm like, but it's a turn off for them, and you also got to be very considerate to your partner, because you guys are one. As the scripture says, Amen. Woo! Neff Show, take it off. Question number 4. Last question on the list. Question number 4. How did you know the person that you were dating is going to be the one you marry?
Wow, that's a great question, man. How do you know? Well, me personally, how I know was when I realized that I couldn't be without her. That's how I know. I was like, oh man, I love that. Do that, this girl right here, and that's why I married her. Well, I mean, like, marriage is a huge step in everyone's life, so that's like a very, very big thing before you can actually find out one person. You're like, oh man, I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with this person. Ain't no going back, because as Christians, we don't believe in divorce. You're in for life. So the most important thing before making a decision is you have to pray on it. Because you're just gonna wake up one day like, oh my God, I'm gonna marry this person. It doesn't work like that. That's why we have so many. Not saying everything that happens, every divorce, that's why it happens. But if you're not bringing it before God first, then there's no telling what will happen 5, 10 years down the line, even sooner. Some happen like a week or 2. But that's how I feel. Anything you want to say there, Ben?
Yeah, definitely. I would also say, just think also while you're praying, think if you're willing to put your spouse, your partner, before you every single day. You have to choose them every single day when you get married. So I definitely feel like that is very important. It's something you're gonna think about. You know, like, can I put that person first? Always. Because love is a choice in every aspect. Whether it's your partner, whether it's your father, whether it's your mother, whoever it is, you're making a choice. So yeah, it's basically really praying on it and choosing that person first every day. Your tolerance for that person has to be on point, because once you get married, I know things are there's no boundaries, there's nothing. You have to be able to see right through each other. Transparent. You have to be transparent. You have to constantly put your all out there. You know, you can't, it's not, you know, I'm putting 50, you put 50. No, I'm giving you 100, I expect your 100 back. But yeah, so I definitely think they should pray on it. They should think about it hard, because it is a really big decision. I know me personally, I realized that Dee was the person I was supposed to marry after I got baptized. I never really felt more sure after I got baptized, and I went to him and I told him, I was like, you know, now it's God before you, because before I was baptized, I wasn't really maturely involved with Jesus. You know, there's a maturity level. You know, you're very immature and you're going to church just to go and the feeling is okay, or you really go day by day trying to make God and Jesus happy, you know, and you really do put him in your life in everything that you do. You know, whether you're going to church, whether you're going to work, whether you're going to school, it doesn't change. So when I told him that that's the way it was going to be, literally, what I expected to come out of his mouth was, "Girl, you crazy! You involved in church and all this stuff. You trying to make things change, all this stuff." So I was ready. I was ready to let him go, actually. And he surprised me. He came and he was like, "You're right. We do have to make changes. We do have to put God first." So that's when I realized that he was the one, because he knew how important God was to me. He started realizing how important it was to have God as a foundation.
Wow. And you blew my mind, fam. Like, yo, I'm sitting here like, yo, is this girl answering a question? Will she give me a sermon right now? It is so true. You know, God has to be the foundation. You understand me? Because sometimes, you know, we get off these feelings and we be led by emotions, and emotions are temporary. Yeah. But God is eternal. You dig what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing to be married, you know, because God gets the glory and all of that, you know. So, you know, it was a pleasure to have you guys on the Neff Show, and I'm just happy to know that, you know, we have young Christian couples, you know, who are married, you know what I'm saying, sharing the light of Jesus to the world, you know, as one, you know, body, you know what I'm saying, and going as one Savior, one Lord, you know. I'm just so happy to have you guys in there. For real. So, that being said, it's your boy Neff signing off. You dig what I'm saying? And this was a phenomenal show. And I want to encourage everybody, man. Look, if you trying to date somebody and you want to, you know, get married, perfect examples right there. Yeah. Perfect examples right here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, yo, thanks for tuning in on the Neff Show. Yo, stay tuned for next week, because we got more topics coming in. You dig what I'm saying? I got, like, you know, other guests who's going to be coming through, and going to be sharing their thoughts and insight on different Christian topics. You dig what I'm saying? But, like, as always, man, it's your boy Neff signing off. Grace and peace. And remember that God is love, because he loves you. And stay tuned next week for the Neff Show! Yes, sir. It's your boy Neff live in effect, Sack out fat, 3927, right around with 66. Yo, thanks for tuning in to the Neff Show. Please follow me on Instagram, Neff, Neff 5ON5. Follow me on Snapchat, Neff5on5. Follow me on Facebook, Neff Surpris. You dig what I'm saying? If you want any more info, y'all need comments, y'all want to leave some comments and replies and all of that, yo, hit me back up. You dig what I'm saying? And then, bro, we can, you know, talk, chat. If you want to be part of the Neff Show, let me know. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to my cameraman, Chino, live in effect. You dig what I'm saying? But yo, Neff Show's gonna go viral, y'all. Stay tuned. You dig what I'm saying? I love y'all. You hear me?